Hey gang, today I got inspired by a shoot that I saw on Instagram. So me and my friend Phoebe, we're gonna have a go at doing it. Here's the mood board, and this is how you can create a high-end fashion shoot in your living room. Let's go. So, this is our first look. Super cool.
I feel like Avril Lavigne, but autistic. You have to cut that out.
No way. Avril, if you're watching. And I have a camera that I'm hiring for another paid shoot, but well, we got it. X100S. Let's go. Number 2.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're filming.
We're filming. Super good.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Super cool. Super Wes Anderson. Super poppy. This would be sweet. Love. Go. And we go for look number 3.
My glasses! Where's my glasses?
That's right. We just got done shooting. That was really fun, and now I'll show you how to shoot. Now I will show you how to turn these images with lots of distraction in the background and some a little bit underexposed to works of art. Let's go. So we've got our first image here. Now I made a little bit of a boo-boo when I was messing around with the settings, and I accidentally shot all of these in JPEGs, but never fear. Because this camera is such a jet, I can just edit the way I would normally edit, and it still turns out sick. So this is the raw file, well, JPEG file, and as you can see, we've got all these distractions around. The crop's weird, she's all the way over here. I got this bit of a reflection, but all my editing is done exactly the same, no matter what image I'm shooting, and this helps me keep a really clean workflow. All my work is, you can tell it's my work, and I'm just going to go through that now with you. So what do I do here? We first, what do we do? We moved the image into the center and then cut her out, and then yep, I didn't like that you could see this little bit of reflection of the window in her eye, so I got this one, flipped it, and put it over on this side and just masked it in. Then I added my skin, which is heaps of contrast, and desaturated it. Flattened the image a bit, so I brought back the shadows and just took down the highlights. Done the retouching, which was very minimal. Done the dodge and burn, just to flatten it out. And then I copied all the file, flattened the image, added clarity and liquefy. So as you can see, it's a little bit distracting here, like the poofiness on the sides, around here. So I just done the liquefy and just rounded those out and made them a little bit more seamless. So your eyes are only drawn to her eyes. Then I done a bit of further retouching, a little bit more dodge and burned. As you can see, just only a little bit, just to really bring the image together. Then I done the background, done the solid color, added on my crop, add on the grain, and then image is done. Export, boom. Super stoked with that. Let's have a look at another one. So we've done the same with this whole series. We'll go through this one here. What do we do? So as you can see, we've got the PowerPoint, this background here. It's a little bit dark, so we cut it out. Then we added the skin, brought it all back again. Dodge and burn and first round of retouching. This bit here, when I was cutting, wrong one. Yeah, when we were cutting it out, this bit here is really annoying and just takes time. Just there's no real quick way to do it. You do the mass select with this tool here, magic wand, and then cut it out. Then we added our clarity and liquefy. So as you can see, these little bits here are a little bit annoying and distracting. Same with this little bit on her pants. This wasn't too bad, this image. Clarity, liquefy. Brought it brightness up just a touch. Then I thought I wanted to have it the same, but I decided to do the series all in different colors. Throw on the grain and the crop, and then that's their image. Also, with all my images, I make a black and white version. With this series, because I wanted it to really have the color, I didn't really bother too much black and white, but that's how it looks like in black and white, which I think's really cool. Let's move on to the last image. Really cool. I like this image a lot. Same thing. No, this one. I really liked actually that the background of this had a little bit of texture to it, so I decided to leave it. You can't see it very much in the final, but it is really faintly just there, and also made it way quicker. So I was able to just dodge and burn and retouch the image, added my skin and then flattened it out. So as you see with the retouch, really simple. It didn't require that much at all. Added the clarity and just straightened up a little bit in the liquefy. Second round of retouching, just brightened up this background a little bit. Added the background color, and then for this, when I added on the crop, it just didn't, her body was a little bit skewed to the side. It would have been how I shot it. So I decided to do a wee bit of liquefying just to straighten her body up a little bit. Made it look a little bit thinner too, but that's okay. And it just made it look more symmetrical. And it fitted in the crop a bit better. Add on the grain, and this one, it actually looked pretty cool with a bit of a border, but either or looks really good. And yeah, super stoked with this image. Okay, let's open up the next set. Cool, we got our next set here. I love these. This pink pop, like 90s teacher retro Barbie kind of turnout. I thought so cool. And I shot all these, most of these images were shot at 32mm, which is on a full frame, is about a 24. And I wanted her to bring her face or any limbs as close to the camera as possible, and it gives her that little bit of a warpy, fisheye kind of look. Let's go through what we did here. So that's the JPEG. This backdrop background is really inexpensive, and that's how I shoot most of my portraits. I take it with me to pretty much every portrait shoot, and it just makes the job of cutting out your subject way easier. And it's really inexpensive for a portable portrait setting. I think it might have been like $30 or $50 Australian. Don't quote me, but something like that. It's not very expensive, and you have like a studio you can take with you. Also, I shot the rest of these with the flash, bang on, smashing her in the face. Just thought a little bit more light with these last ones would be good. So we cut her out, then we done the skin, brought back the shadows, done the retouch and dodge and burn. Dodge and burning is really the key here. Like obviously retouching plays this role, but as you can see, just the retouch alone is not enough. The dodge and burn really smooths her skin out and makes it come together really well. Then we done our clarity and our liquefy. So as you can, there's hair, just because it was all rushed. There was no stylus on set or anything, so I just fixed it up a little bit, make it a bit more shapely. And what else did we do here? Yes, that was it. And then if we put our crop on there, we can see we're not going to see any of that down the bottom. Second round of retouching and dodge and burning. Brightened up a little bit. Fixed her eyes, they're a little bit dark. I really wanted it to draw you in, and like she has these beautiful big eyelashes. Add on the color and the grain. Love this image, super cool. Next, this one, this was sweet. So I rotated the image, and what did we do then? Cut her out, got her rid of the distractions. Retouch, dodge and burn. Skin, bring her back. Add the clarity and liquefy. There's no real liquefying going on. We put the crop on there, you can see. Second round of retouching. Just needed to brighten that up a little bit, another curves. Add the background and the grain. Love it, super cool expression. And finally, I love this image, it's so playful. Let's have a look here. Oh yes, done a fair bit. Okay, so we got the raw image there, shooting from above. What do we do? I usually like to throw my crop on straight away, and with this one, I thought we could crop it like that, but it definitely turned out better if we cropped it landscape. So with that crop, we had to add the sides in, cut her out, filled her all in with white. What do we do there when we cut her out? Yes, cut her out and straightened her up a little bit. Filled in with white, add the contrast, flattened her out, dodge and burn and retouch. Add the clarity and liquefied. See, her hair was just a little bit weirdly shaped, sticking out here and the top of the this little hump. So we got rid of that. Second round of retouching and dodge and burn. Added in the bit of brightness, background, and I thought it looked really nice and clean and poppy to having that white in there as well, and so I added a bit of shape with that. What do we do then? Oh yes, I wasn't happy with the hair, so we added the hair in. I tried to get as much of camera gear as possible out of her sunnies and make them as not as distracting. bit more dodge and burn, and super stoked. This is probably, even though this is probably one of my favorite images, my biggest regret is being more cognizant of the reflection. So unfortunately, it's not a complete win, but that's why you do test shoots, to learn. Overall though, still super stoked. Okay, and let's have a look at the final images. Okay, so we're gonna get, it'll be the same thing. Take off all the layers. You see the JPEG. This image, as soon as I took it, I knew this was gonna be a banger. This, her arm being so close to the camera, it's all very symmetrical. Her expression on her face is beautiful. The lighting is just perfect. This, I feel like this is probably my favorite. I nailed this one. I do like to throw my crop on initially so I know what we're working with. Then, what do we do then? Yes, I made it more symmetrical, just that little bit of like seeing her legs. So I actually copied this leg, flipped it, and then just masked it in on this side here. Then cut the background out, added the contrast, flattened her image, dodge and burn, and retouched. Really required minimal retouching on these ones. Liquefy and clarity. Just liquefying just brings makes it a lot more cleaner and less distracting. So all these lines here takes it away from looking straight into her eyes. A little bit more brightness, background, and the grain. Super, super cool. Love this image. Love this yellow. Next, same thing. I wanted a bit of motion in this. That's why we made this select. And it's a really cool expression. So what do we do here? We add the crop. Cut the background out. Skin, contrast, flatten the image, dodge and burn and retouch. Then we bring in the clarity and the liquefy. Again, just simplifying the image. You see here along the legs, it just was distracting, and this one looks a little bit too small and compared to the other one. So we need to bring that back, and it's tightening up around the edges. Bring in the background and the grain. Love. Super cool emotion. Really fun. Next, final image. This one here, my biggest critique is a little bit dark and not shooting in RAW like a tool. I really messed up on that, but still cool, still fun. Let's have a look here. Okay, so threw on the crop. Got rid of the background, added in the contrast, flatten the image, dodge and burn, and retouch. This one didn't really require that much either. Add in the clarity and the liquefy. Again, just tightening up like these little bumps around the pants. Where else did we get? Yeah. Add the background and the grain. Dope. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something, and hope you check out my other videos with the interviews with for my project Immortals and the athletes that I'm interviewing for that. I'll see you guys on the next time. Cheers.
Fish in a stream, swimming towards a vicious dream.